What's up, YouTube? In this video, we're going to see if we can dumb things down for YouTube atheists and explain why not everything is logical, plausible, or probable. So there's this ongoing talking point from the Evo-Atheists here on YouTube that somehow there's always a hypothetical where this thing can happen, even if it doesn't actually make any sense. It doesn't really seem like it's plausible or logical or probable. Well, given enough time, enough variation of chances, everything basically is possible. You couple that with if it's inside the laws of physics and chemistry, you don't necessarily need an intelligent agent, and there isn't anything that actually needs an intelligent agent. So, to kind of address this ongoing talking point, I decided to see if I could dumb things down enough to convince, hopefully, some of the open-minded atheists that this position is categorically imbecilic. And lo and behold, the other day, I bought this really cool tool for decoring and slicing up pineapple all in one. And when I was messing with it the first time the other night, it really struck me that I had something that kind of fit exactly what I was needing to accomplish. So in this video, you're going to watch a step-by-step process of me cutting up a pineapple, slicing it, and using this amazing little tool and showing you how, even though it's inside the laws of physics and chemistry, I don't really think it's plausible that the actions could have been taken, nor could the device itself have existed without the foreknowledge requiring actions of intelligent agents. Now, without further ado, what were the steps in this process, and why ultimately do I think that it's an example of the necessity of intelligent agency? So first off, I got to take this pineapple, and I've got to cut off its top. Then I have to take the little tool and line it up with the core and make a turn action so that the blades start to bite into the meat of the pineapple itself. Then, as you see, I continue to make that rotation action as it goes further and further into the pineapple itself. And while this action is taking place, it is both absorbing, or the core itself is going up inside of the hollowness of the hollow tube there that has teeth at the bottom, as well as the remainder of the pineapple meat is being turned into nice little slices that you will see here in just a second as I get further and further down. Now, once I reach kind of an end position, I then have to use upward force to tug all of the tool plus the pineapple slices out. Then, as you can see here, I set up next to it. Look at that. Look at that beautiful pineapple and the way with such precision the core has remained and the rest of it has come out nicely on the tool. Now, in order to remove this, as you can see, there's two little yellow buttons that I've depressed. I'm now able to remove the handle that I was using in order to create the torque and the twist motion. I then flip it upside down, and I'm able to remove the tool itself from the pineapple, and now I'm left with very nice rings of pineapple, which I can then proceed to do elsewhere with. Okay, so now I'm going to take a knife, and I'm going to make two cuts in different angles to now result in wedges of pineapple that are easily going to be stored and eaten at a later date. So now I take a plastic container, and from there on, I move everything from the cutting board into the container. I then close the lid of the container, place it into the refrigerator, which is now going to keep it fresh. And there we go. The initial process is over. And as you can see here are the tools that were necessary. I had to have a counter in which to set the cutting board. I then had to have the tool. I had to be able to have a tool that could take itself apart. And I needed a knife in which to make different slicing actions to result in my desired end outcome, which I had foreseen and decided, this is why I want to buy this tool, because I can see the benefit to myself. I then, kind of last action I was doing this before I cleaned everything up, but I was reinserting the little plastic cap that fits perfectly back into where the teeth are and where the core actually slides as you're making that action. So now the point of this entire video, which is to literally dumb this down, is to see if Evo-Atheists can think very, very, very hard and hopefully can overcome their desperate rejection of intelligent design condition, also known as Droid C. But in order to do so and to think hard, what of what you just observed did or did not require intelligent agency? I mean, obviously, the knife didn't form itself. The two-in-one slice and decor tool, I'm assuming you don't think it would create itself. The cutting board, I don't think it created itself, nor the cutting actions that I took with those tools, nor did the alignment that was necessary in order to get the core and to result in nicely formed rings of pineapple. Nope, that's not going to happen. The spinning action that I took, no, that wasn't going to happen. The removal or the slicing itself, or the transfer, or the storage, or the reassembly of the tool after I'd cleaned it up, that was never going to happen. So we got all these different things that are not actually going to occur unless I am taking the action. Then you have to go to another level and think about what were there any actions that were necessary from intelligent agents before the actions that I took as an intelligent agent? And obviously, you can go down that rabbit hole and you will quickly recognize, oh my lord, there are so many actions that required foreknowledge of an intended outcome in order to result in a process that is ultimately dependent on the laws of physics and chemistry in order to be expressed, executed, and to ultimately result in the intended outcome. Now, for those of you who are still having a hard time grasping the entire point being made here, all of the actions, the processes, and similar components from a tools perspective, a timing perspective, a big picture perspective, are necessary in order for life to exist. So I just ask you to ask yourself, we know that you're in a state of denial. We know that you're totally willing as an atheist to accept things that are stunningly improbable and stunningly implausible and not even remotely logical. But at some level, can you recognize that these extreme positions that you take, I mean, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, do not result in coherence or remotely rational or sane conclusions? And hopefully you will be able to concede that there definitely are things that, no matter what kind of crazy hypotheticals you can come up with, are not actually viable in the real world. Think long, think strong, think hard, and as I always love to say at the end of these videos, make sure that the conclusions you reach about your very existence are logical, plausible, and probable.